Hi, this is Vic. On this video, I'm going to show you how to build a multi-level bomb from various single-level bombs, for example, these right here. And I'm also going to show you that each one of these is an individual single-level bomb. So we've assigned a part number to them. Here's another one. I just want to make sure you're convinced that these are in fact bombs in and of themselves with assigned part numbers. I'm also going to be showing you in a moment how I assign a parts catalog to this bomb, because that will also impact the behavior on part numbers, and you'll see that in a minute. So here's a top level assembly that I've created earlier, but I haven't populated it with any information. I've just added some very basic properties. Part number, thumbnail, and so on. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to enter, well, in this case, one of the part numbers for the single level assembly, the Z stage. Now you noticed how OpenBOM provides you choices of all the part numbers that it currently knows. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to add the second assembly I showed you earlier, the slider. So I'm going to go ahead and enter slider, and again you see that I'm given many choices. These are all the part numbers that have been indexed within all the bombs that I have created and all the part numbers and item that I have in it. So now I've got two assemblies in this bill of materials. So now I'm going to add parts catalog to this. I'm just going to assign one that I've used and created earlier, the one that I showed you, the part, or rather the printer master. And once I do that, the behavior of the part number is now going to change slightly, because you see this little drop down. I'm now going to have a list of all the parts in that particular parts catalog. Now I can still go ahead and enter any part number I'd like in there. However, now I'm only, when I actually type something, or I have a drop-down menu, I'm going to be given the choices within that parts catalog. So it's always a good idea to add the part catalog last in this case. So now I've got all the components or items in my bill of material. Now what I'm going to do is I've added these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a multi-level bomb view. Now you'll notice that I've got little pluses in front of the components or items that are in and of themselves bill of materials, and you can see that I can navigate to the levels. We brought in all that information in. So for the assemblies I can now navigate. So OpenBOM collected the information from all these different bill of materials and automatically brought them in. And I can also navigate using where used to find different components. Here I'm just looking at where this particular component is located. It tells me it's in this particular bomb. So the where used is also a great tool and way of mapping the relationships which we tie to parts number. So for example, I can even go within and I like to know what's that particular component, where is it located, and I see that it's located in all these different bill of materials. So now I'm going to go ahead and close this, and what I'd like to do next is I'm going to show you that the composed of, if I want to know where that bomb, that particular subassembly is, I can click as composed of, and I'll be taken directly to that particular subassembly. Okay, so I can add to a multi-level bomb. I can add properties, totally flexible. I can, in this case, I'm just going to add description, but I can add certainly a lot more. And what I can also do is I can go ahead and add additional items. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go and add an additional item to this bill of material. And remember the header assembly? I'm going to add that because that was in and of itself a bomb, a single level bomb with a part number header assembly. So this just shows you the flexibility. You see that the plus was added. I'm just going to add a few more bits of information here. This is an assembly. And now you'll notice that when I click that plus, I will be taken to, let me do that again, sorry. I'm going to be taken to that particular subassembly. And you notice that there's even nested BOMs within that particular BOM. So all that information has been collected. So now I have built a multi-level BOM by bringing in single-level BOMs with their part numbers. And of course I've added parts from the parts catalog, which I'm free to do as well. And I can assign as many parts catalog to this. Just a note, for each one of the subassemblies, you'll need to manually assign a part catalog. I just showed you there the restructure while I was talking. That's just to move items from one level to another. Anyway, that's what I wanted to show you. And if you'd like to learn more, visit www.openbom.com. Thank you.